Hey everyone, it's Renee from Lovely Lavender Wishes. I hope you're having a great day, a very blessed day today. We are still working in our Gothic Love journal, and I'm going to be doing a few different corset type pages and pockets. If you've seen my video before, I did a corset journal, and I did a lot of corset stuff in that journal as well, but I'm going to be doing a few different things in this journal. I'm going to be doing some corset pockets and belly bands and things like that. So I have 3 different ones that I'm going to show you. I don't think I'll get all 3 done in one video. We might do 3 separate videos, but we're working on the first one today. Now I started working on this, and as soon as I started working on it, I was like, stop, I need to put the camera on. So I already did a little bit of it, but I'll take you through it. But before we begin, really quick, here are those doilies that we embossed the other day. And I put them under a book overnight, and now they're all flat and perfect and ready to go. They're almost like plastic. They're super strong, so they're going to be perfect for little tuck spots or other little pockets as well. So I'm going to put these to the side. I'll be adding those to the book at a future date. Okay, so all you're going to need is a rectangular piece of paper, some string, a hole punch, a little bit of ribbon. That's really about it. Maybe a charm or 2 if you want. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this to the side, is make a pocket on this page. And like I said, I started it and then I realized I didn't have the camera on, so I'm going to take you all through this. So what I did, I have this paper. So it was just pretend, cut out a rectangular piece of paper. And this is like a raised velvet paper. It's kind of like a homemade paper, I guess. It's a little, it's got that feel to it. I don't know, like a fibery feel to it. But it's got, I don't know if you can see that, it's got this raised velvet. So I thought this would be perfect for this Gothic journal. Now, since the back is white and these parts are going to be folded down, all I did in the back was glue a strip of paper. Just different paper, and I had some extra of this heart paper, so I thought that would be perfect to go on here. So let's say you have your rectangle. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut down the center as close as, I didn't measure it, I just cut down the center, about 2 inches. And then you're going to fold your pieces over. So you want a little piece showing on this side, maybe about 1 centimeter, about a centimeter on this side. So they're gonna fold them down kind of like collars, just like that. Okay, and it's better, I mean, not better, but if you have double-sided paper, you wouldn't have to glue anything on the side. If you don't mind the white, because if this would have been folded down, it would have had that white look to it. I just wanted a little bit of interest, so I added that paper. Okay, and then the next thing you're gonna do is grab your crocodile or a small hole punch. And what you're going to do is on the crease, you can see this, on the crease, you're gonna punch holes equidistant apart. I didn't measure, I just kind of eyeballed it and just went in and punched the holes. And then across the way, you wanna kind of punch the holes so they're, directly across from each other if you can. Again, I eyeballed it. It's not that big of a deal. If you get it close, you're fine. So you wanna punch the holes along the crease if you can. As you can see, I missed the crease a couple times. Again, no big deal. But I punched 5 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 holes on each side. Again, it doesn't matter. You can punch 4, you can punch 6. You can fool around with it and see which works better for you. But I did 5. So if you want to do the same thing, do 5. So that's where I got before I was like, oh no, turn on the camera for y'all. Okay, so what you're gonna do is then grab your thread. And since this is thin thread, this is what I had, and I want to use black since I'm using black and red throughout the whole journal. It's thin thread, so what I did is I took enough to double it up. I just doubled up the thread, okay? And I grabbed probably about 2 yards, I guess, or a yard. Yeah, about 2 yards, 2 rulers lengths of thread. Okay, and then what you're going to do is take your 2 ends, and the first thing you're going to do is put your 2 ends through the first hole and keep them even. That would be helpful. Been having issues all day, y'all. Okay, and then on your other end, you're gonna take and put through the other hole. So that your string, this is if you have 5 holes. If you have uneven holes, uneven number of holes, you want to start where your string is in the front, like this. If you have an even amount of holes, you want to start where your string is in the back, because you want to end up with your string in the back at the end, if that makes sense. I mean, you can just kind of fiddle with it and see what works for you. But if you have an uneven amount of holes, do it this way. Okay, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna cross your thread. Let me do it on the white so you can see. Cross your thread in the back, and then this side is gonna go through this hole and out the front. And this side is gonna go through this side and out the front. This is gonna give you that corset look with the string crisscrossed in the back. Then you're gonna take your right side and you're just gonna go up through the next hole. And you're just gonna do this all the way till you're done. So this side is gonna do the same thing. Go up through this hole. And then you're gonna cross your strings in the back, and then bring this string, this side through this hole. And same thing, and just keep going until you are finished. So this is going to be one of the easier pockets that we do. I'm gonna show you another one next time. And that one's gonna be a little bit more involved. So this is kind of like a mini corset. The other one will probably be more of a more fuller corset, if that makes any sense. Okay, then what you're gonna do, so you have it and your string should be coming out of the back. So what you want is always to have at the end your strings coming out the back. It just makes it easier to tie your loop. And you wanna hold, actually, what you're gonna do first, this will help and make it easier. You're gonna take glue. Now, if you have buttons or you want like some little brads here, you can do that as well. I'm debating, do we wanna do some little brads? Let me see if I have some, let me see if I have some decorative brads. Grab my, see if we can do something here. Oh, I have these little heart ones, right? I just saw some. Got some red hearts. Oh, those would look cute. Okay, let's use those. 2 red hearts. I'm always thinking of things as we go. Okay. So let me grab my X-Acto knife. And so I'm just going to put a little hole without trying to, hopefully without cutting my finger, this side. They're so tiny. Everything's so tiny. My fingers are so big. Okay, and I'm gonna, actually, we want it to go all the way through because it'll hold it. Duh, that would be smart. Okay. Let's try this again. So you want it to go all the way through your paper. That way we won't even have to use the glue. The brad will hold it. Okay, so we're gonna put the brad all the way through. If I can get it through. And I wanna turn it so the heart is facing up. And then I'm gonna oh, that's cute. Okay. Yay. Okay, so we're gonna put this one here. Come on. Put your brad through. So you can either put buttons here, you could do brads, you can, you know, whatever kind of decorative little item, or you can just glue the little corners down if you'd like that. Okay, this brad's a little wonky, so I'm having problems getting it through the hole here. This one's a little closer to the side, okay. Okay, so there we go. So now our corners are held down. Can you see the little brads right there? The little heart brads? Okay, the next thing you're gonna do is tie your lace or your thread. You could even use ribbon on this if you wanted to, like a little thin ribbon. I'm gonna use ribbon on a different one of my corsets, so this one I'm gonna do with the lace. So this is what it looks like. Okay, now another option you have is you can tie little beads to the end of these, little charms. I have these little heart charms and little heart and key charms here, and this one has the key and the heart. This was just the heart in the lockbox, so I figured this one would be cute for the corset and for, you know, the Gothic Love journal. So what I'm going to do is tie it to the string, and I'm gonna tie it maybe right about there because I want it to hang down a little bit. So we're gonna tie it right about here, if I can. Me and my big old fingers. Come on. Oh, that's cute. Okay, I'm gonna so got it there, got it in this position that I want it to be in. And so I'm going to tie a knot. So once you get it in the position you want, then you can tighten it up and knot it up to make sure it stays. So cute. And then just grab your scissors and trim off. I'm gonna just trim this off just a little. I still want the string hanging down, but you know, don't want it too long. So this is going to be your pocket, okay? So now another little added effect. Now, if you don't like to sew, that's totally fine. But since it's a corset and I'm gonna do a crisscross sewing with black to give it a little bit more dimension and give it like that lace look as well. But I was thinking of doing that right to the page, but then I looked on this side and I don't wanna have crisscross all through this because that's what would happen if I sewed through this page. So if you don't like to sew, you can just glue your pocket on. But I had some extra of this paper, the same paper. So I figured what I can do is I can sew this so I still get that look to this page and then glue this page down. And it's not that big of a you know, it kind of blends into the background. You know, you can still, I don't know. It blends in, but I'll still have the lace look. So what I'm gonna go do is go sew this with my sewing machine. I'm gonna do a crisscross sew. So you could either fast forward, my sewing machine's off camera, or just wait a minute and I will be right back and I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna sew this to this piece of paper. I'll be right back. And hopefully my sewing machine will behave. It behaves all the time except for when I'm on camera. So we shall see. Okay. Okay, so here we are, we're back. And see, just by sewing the edges just like that with the little crisscross sewing, it just gives it that extra little, I don't know, feel to it. Gives it a little bit more of the corset feel. So what I'm gonna do then is glue this down. So now you have an option. You can do a couple things. You can make this a double pocket, which I'm thinking I might do. So let me find a piece of paper here. Oh no, let me grab this. Okay, so if I glue these three sides down, I'll have a pocket back here as well as a pocket right here. And yeah, now that I'm seeing that, that's what I'm going to do. Or you can just glue this whole thing down and just have, you know, the pocket right here. But I'm gonna glue three down. So then you have like kind of like a secret pocket that is back here and you don't really know is back there until you look, or unless I put something back there. So then grab your glue. And so we're gonna glue these three sides down. And now we've got two pockets on this page. Let's see, where should we put it? Right about there, I guess. That's where it's going. And I like having all these little threads hanging out. It gives it, again, I like that look. And then this way I still get the sewed look. Then I have the sewed look on the page, but I didn't go through on this page. So there's a couple things you can do for that to get the different kind of look. But I really do like that. It just kind of gives it a little bit extra. This one kind of sewed it just a little there. Sometimes my sewing machine does some weird stuff. Plus, I'm not that great with sewing, so you're always going to see little imperfections here and there. But, you know, that's why it's a handmade journal. You're going to find things like that, but I like that. I call them the perfect imperfections of junk journaling. So cute. So there you go. There you go. You have it. There is our first little corset pocket. Like I said, this one is very, very easy. You can do this with a lot of things. Oh, and you know what I forgot to do? Oh, darn it. I'm shooting myself right now. Another thing you can do is you can add lace to the back peeping out. I wonder if I could still glue some. You know what? I'm gonna try it. Dang, y'all. Okay, so before, don't do what I did. Before you, let me see where I gotta cut this. Right about here. Okay, so before you sew it onto the page, you need to, if you want, you can have some lace peeping out from the back here, like this. I don't know if that'll work or not. I guess it will. Okay, let's try it. We'll try it. We'll try it and we'll see what happens. I just want a little bit of it peeping out. Okay, gotta be careful. This would have been so much easier if I would have done it before I sewed this. But so yeah, before you sew it down, you can flip this over and glue lace to the back of this. Just have a little bit of lace peeping out. Makes it gives you even more of the corset journal or corset look. Wondering if I should cut this across. There you go. It's still working. Okay, let's try this side. Okay, I'll cut it right here. So yeah, if you have any little lace or like a little decorative something, you can glue that as well. Okay. Make sure we don't get it on the... I mean, this is still working. Adapt. Got to adapt. Just got to hold it up to make sure that it doesn't glue to the back of this. So I want to make sure that I'm removing any of the glue that's seeping through the lace. Okay, I'm going to cut this across. Let me see, I think I'll do better if I cut this way. Okay. Okay. And there we go with the lace. Oh yeah, that adds so much more to it. I can't believe I forgot that. I looked over and I saw my lace. I was like, no, I forgot it. It has just been one of those days, y'all. My brain just has not been thinking at all today. Oh my gosh. But yeah, look at that. Look at how much more that gives it. Oh, I really love that. Okay. So, okay, now I think we are at our finished product. So here is your little journal pocket. Don't do as I do, just, you know, learn from my mistakes. But okay, so here it is. So it's super easy. You can do this with anything, any kind of paper. You can, you know, do antique, vintage looking. Since we're doing the Gothic Love, I love this velvet, and I'm sticking with black and red, but there we go. So we have two pockets. We've got this one right here, and we've got this one back here on this page. And that'll be across from this page. Oh, that looks so cute. I love it. Okay, y'all, so that's our first corset pocket. Join me in the next video, and I'll show you how to do the next one. And hopefully I won't forget any steps. Anyways, have a blessed day. I'll see you next time. Bye.